Blast off to adventure in the year 3000 with
Yeah.
Commander Hoek and Cadet Stimpy.
Oh, welcome aboard, everybody. We have Bitcoin on the screen right meow.
Right now, I need to buy my
And
MSTX back.
look what's happening. It's above 94,000. I see a lot of people. I made a post earlier today about people saying it's going to go crash down to 80 or 70. I mean, I could see 83 or a little bit below, but at this point, they're expecting it lower are just missing some momentum. And I like to follow the momentum. And now Bitcoin has a lot of momentum still. A lot. Especially if it closes the week above 91,158. A lot more momentum. Next would be 102, guys. It is going to be six figures sooner than later.
Woohoo!
But yeah, how's everything going with you, Tracker?
Pretty good. I had my computer crash again just this
Yeah.
morning.
He just oh-no'd me right before the show.
I did. It happened last night at the Triumvirate show. Hopefully, I pointed a fan at my PC, so hopefully that'll keep it from going.
I think it's time for an upgrade, judging by your PC.
It's a great computer. I just run it 24/7, 365, and I've got these pets, and just like there's fur everywhere. I just have to crack that case open and vacuum it out. And I'm sure
You know what I got? You know what I just got?
What'd you get?
I got the new Mac Mini 4 with the Pro chip,
Ooh, oh, nice.
and it's like almost the size of the palm of my hand, just a little bit bigger, and it's super fast, and it doesn't get hot at all. I recommend that. It's a super amazing.
I love these new
device.
designs like that.
It's so tiny and it's so powerful and it's just wonderful. So, not advertisement for Apple or anything, but I do love it. The new Mini 4. It just came out like a week ago.
It's fantastic. I think I would get one. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm buying MSTX right now. How much fun! Like pre-market buy, get my 350 shares back that I sold yesterday, thinking that there could be a minor wave 4 dip. Go chasing MSTX.
We got a chaser. We got a chaser, everybody.
Why isn't it filling? Well, tell us more things about Bitcoin.
Well, Bitcoin, I like it, and it's great. It's a wonderful thing. And
where do you think it's going?
Yeah, I really think the probability now of this weekly candle staying above 91 is pretty good. And is the case, then also the probability of building a base on top of it seems pretty good as well. Which means that maybe no more sub 90 in the near future. And that could mean 102 is next. And if 102 is next, then what comes after that? Well, the 110s. And then after that, the 130s. And then after that, the 2.272 fib at 137.079, which could be the major resistance point. But I think price wants to gravitate to 100,000 very, very soon. So that is my next projection for Bitcoin, which is going to be great for Coinbase, MSTR. It's going to be great for ConL. It's going to be great for even the altcoins as well. So things are really looking good and developing nicely for the crypto market. And I think people are so traumatized of the last 4 years, and they're always expecting things to just crash right back to where they started. But I think a lot of people are new in this space, and they have not seen what happens when things just melt up. And when things melt up, people get the FOMO, and they keep melting up. And then shorts keep getting liquidated, and it keeps going up. And it does that for a while until there's a big crash. Not crash, but a correction, right? A big correction. So this is something that I just follow the momentum, and all the indicators I'm looking at is just showing that I don't see things really going back to 80,000. I don't see things crashing down to 70,000. I just see things holding basically above 90,000 right now, especially since like a few days ago, 87,000 was holding super well as support too. So this market for crypto is probably going to get pretty exciting. And I think it's going to leave a lot of people behind, especially the people that are trading in and out, because this is now officially like a hodl, hold on for dear life market. you know.
Exactly. The rocket is lit. You know, if you get off of it, you won't be able to catch up to it, or you'll have a hard time catching up to it.
Golden Parachute is asking, why don't you trade MSTU?
I just like I was a huge fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 back in the 90s, and for some reason MSTX is just so much easier for you to remember than MSTU. That's the only reason why.
Is there more liquidity in MSTX or no?
I don't know. I'll bet if MSTU is older, there's probably more liquidity in MSTU.
Okay.
I do not know. I just like, oh, MSTX, that sounds good. I can remember that ticker. So there's no reason. There's no reason.
Yeah, it's the same.
My order to get filled, so I'm back to 500 shares of MSTX.
Yep. All right, just do the indices real quick here. SPY. So people are also saying this is going to crash, but I've been saying this is going to be support for over a couple weeks now. Like since
it's just back testing.
Yeah, since it broke out basically back in November, early November, I was like, yeah, there's a possibility of back testing the 585, and we got there. We got there completely, and we are rebounding now. So it's a breakout. It's a back test. It's building a base at a higher level. SPY is fine. And QQQ, same situation. It's a breakout. It's a back test. It's holding. It's building a base on top of a previous resistance, flipping to support, and it's most likely going to continue higher. IWM, it is the same situation. It's a breakout. It finally, just this week, finally back tested the 786, the 226.74 pre-resistance, flip to support. So no matter which way you look at it, whoever's saying that the SPY, QQQ, IWM want to fall, they just literally back tested their supports and they're holding. So until I'm proven wrong with that, then I'm going to have the conviction to say that things want to go higher together. And this is actually a great setup for NVIDIA going into earnings as well. Let me just pull up my NVIDIA chart here. Not on that chart. That's not the chart I want. NVDA. This one. This one is what I'm really looking at. It's really setting up kind of like it wants to break the 2.272 fib, the 152.32. So I'm going to be focused on that number into earnings. And I think if it does kind of like just gap up tomorrow above it, it could just be the new support for NVIDIA to go higher. So I think any kind of dip, if it is after hours down into like the low 140s, high 130s, should be a great opportunity for a continuation higher. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Could be a gap up tomorrow. But I'm kind of bullish into earnings. Whether or not it comes back down a little bit, still really bullish. I think that would be an opportunity for people that missed all the things, because I believe this does want to gravitate higher to the 50s, then after that to the 200s. And Tracker, do you have something to share?
Well, let's see. I do have something to share. So Golden Parachute says that MSTU is performing better than MSTX. So I was just doing a quick comparison. MSTU, just from this last little point here, from this October 30th scare down to where it is right now, is up 309%, versus MSTX is up 305.9%. So he's right. MSTU has just a slight margin of better performance than MSTX. So if you want, you've got my blessing. Trade with MSTU. That's no worries at all. DXYZ splashing down pre-market. I'm interested in that too.
All right.
It's not splashing down. I mean, the splash down was right after. This is so funny. We did this last night. I had a whole bunch of DXYZ. They've got exposure to SpaceX, and during the launch, I said, you know what? I think it's getting really close to my wave 3 target right here. I think I'll sell half, and so I sold 2,000 shares, half my shares, right here at 45.80, and then not like 5 minutes later, they said booster divert to offshore recovery, meaning there wasn't going to be that spectacular Mecha Godzilla catch of the super heavy rocket booster, and this is what happened. Like, oh no, we're not going to get that really cool catch on TV.
I think people don't understand, like, the parameters weren't met to do the catch. So it's like, if parameters are met, just go do the easy way. Like, don't force something that is not within the parameters.
Right.
It
If
just
they don't have green lights across the board,
yeah.
then they're not going to risk their. It took them a year to build that Mecha Godzilla
Like
catcher platform, launcher platform. They don't want to put the platform at risk. They can
yeah,
make lots of boosters. They can't make those platforms really easily. So
yeah.
they're working
Like
on a second one right now
the
next to
computer
it.
is designed to like make sure it's going in the right direction back down to earth to make sure the parameters are there to catch it. If not, they're just going to go in the ocean. It's like, how is that difficult to understand? But people freak out about it. It's not a failure. It's just the parameters weren't met.
Yeah, and they said very explicitly they were doing everything they could. Instead of having a spectacular, beautiful launch and recovery, they tried to purposely mess things up to get new kinds of data on if we take off a lot of heat shields here, and if we come in at a more aggressive reentry angle, and you know, I don't know what they did with the booster, but they decided they weren't going to try to catch it and send it into the sea instead. And I don't know if that's what caused this to fall. Just because it just tells me that all these traders were very emotional at this time. The market that was open was the Australian market. Was That was like 9:30 to 10, right there. And so I don't know. They just decided, oh, there wasn't going to be a spectacular catch. Let's just sell it off or whatever. But it also could have just been simply this was already predestined to happen. We were going to get, it was like really hot and comes into this. It didn't quite even reach my wave three target and then sells off. And then the whole thing, it's just a wider extended flat of the subwave two because the price that it is right now is still a higher high. From my wave two bottom at 34.96. We got a lovely higher high way up here at 46.95, and then this huge quote unquote crash down. It went right to 35.22, which is still a higher high than the so close to each other 34.96 before that. The 34.96. I'm sorry, 34.96, and then we got a higher low of 35.22. So it's still bullish. I know it looks terrible, but as long as when market opens, if it doesn't go below this wave two, and even if it does, it could still be a larger degree 1, 2, and I could just scrap everything here and just say this is the wave start, wave one, wave two. Anyway, I'm convinced that we're going to get at least 56.65. And if price does fall a little bit lower than this minor wave two here, then I'll simply make this the wave start. This is wave one, and this is now wave two, and that will give me even bigger, higher projections for DXYZ. So I sold half my shares here, and as soon as it hit this candlestick right here, I did my own booster recovery maneuver, and I bought back those 2,000 shares right here at 38.10. So there you have it. As soon as I saw that dip, it's like, oh, I'm going to buy that because it's just a wider extended flat. All right, there's talking about my tirade on DXYZ.
There we go.
Dan Carell says folks don't understand that they are stress testing the systems. Yes, exactly. Failures are just as important as successes.
Well, I
In
don't even
fact,
think it's
failures are more informative in many instances. He's right.
I don't even think it's a failure. It's just it didn't meet the parameters for the catch. That's all. Like
Right, but they were trying to
yeah,
break. They're trying to extra stress the
yeah,
whole system in many hundreds of different ways to get new data on whether these improvements are a good thing or if they want to go a different. They're testing a whole bunch of hypotheses on this launch.
yeah.
So let's
Until
see.
next
Oh
time.
wow,
I
your
see
$85, your 585 was on point, Matt. Your 585 was on
yeah, I
point.
mean, I've been on the show for the past couple of weeks just talking about 585 all the time, and
Yeah.
finally it wicked through it. So I think it's done, and I think everything can rally together now. Like honestly, we're already seeing that. Even SMCI is kind of it's down pre-market, but it's going up. Everything. So I think people that are just worried about stuff, I just think people want to find a reason to worry. I don't know, but to me, it's like the charts are saying good things. So what narrative out there telling me to think otherwise? It just doesn't make sense. So, but I see
Yeah.
a request for AppLovin. So I'm
Oh,
gonna do
AppLovin. I love that name,
yeah.
McLovin.
I love McLovin. So I have the fib here pulled up from the previous all-time high back in 2021 down to the all-time low. And that fib is telling me it's going towards resistance because this 332 right here is going to be the target for resistance. So is it bullish? I mean, extremely. But has it had monster moves? Yes, with this 77% weekly candle. Like, look at this just melt up, right? This is like an example of something melting up that people are getting left behind, right? Like a 33% candle, a 12%, a 9, a 77%, a 11, even 10%. It's just crazy. So if you want to be greedy, sure. But for me, I think 1.414 could be some just slowing down territory, right? I think it could be, but I don't know. Maybe because Palantir is smashing through it right now from its 2021 high, and so is Bitcoin from its 2021 high, and a lot of things are. So maybe it can keep going. Maybe it really wants the green level of my GAN or the 1.618 around 5. So I just think just be a little cautious because it is going to that 332 plus this angle could be, it's trying to be a support right now again, but it could also just close underneath and lose some momentum for some weeks or whatever and then continue higher, right? So I like to be cautious at resistance, not too greedy. So just see what happens at 332. Just see if it closes above or below.
Yeah, if you were holding APP, my recommendation is like maybe sell half now and just let the rest of it ride for you. You got all of your profits and way more, and then just see what happens after that. I'm trying to discern what went right here.
Like
I mean,
what?
here's APP on a weekly chart. So just if you've got the means, put a moving average 75 right on it. That's what this is, MA 75 on the weekly, and just follow it because I think the longer, if it starts to consolidate up here and it'll give 75 time to come up here, at some point you'll see a quick test back in moving average 75, and that might be like a place to buy in. But right now, oh my gosh, this thing has already gone to Mars. It's in Mars orbit. It's gonna slingshot around Mars and head for Saturn next, I think.
It's like a Carvana, really. It's just really insane. Like AppLovin and Carvana, super identical. Just crazy how much, and even Abercrombie and Fitch was like that too. Just so many crazy things.
So here it is on a 1 hour chart, and here's my MA75 on the 1 hour chart, and you can see it had resistance right here, just under the 300% fib extension, dropped a toe under the 250, tested back to the exactly the 250% fib extension. I just literally pulled this. Couldn't get higher, drop. It's just made a triangle right here, and now it's broken out of that triangle. Right here to here, and in the meantime, what did it do? It tested that moving average 75, and it went. This was the only dip. It did below the moving average 75 on the 1 hour. It got right back on top of it, and then once it did that, it's up, and away again. So just looking at the fibs, I would just gander. I would take a guess that it would at least go for this 3618 next at 360.13. That's not financial advice to buy this thing. No, I don't know. This is crazy. I had no idea. I just deleted an ABC that I'd drawn like for a retrace down here. That didn't happen. Wow, this thing's nuts. I mean, I'll keep an eye on this because when it does get a nice retrace, then I can really chart what's going to go on with this thing. And this just underscores how artificial intelligence really is greatly increasing wealth and productivity, because that's what this thing does, is use artificial intelligence to get the right sticky app in front of the right targeted audience, so that you basically you go to APP, you're a developer, you develop something that you think is cool, you go to APP, you pay the money, and they get your app right in front of the people that will most likely want to use it and pay you money for it. And there you go. Super, super successful model based on artificial intelligence.
Yeah. And I think, isn't like Lemonade the AI insurance thing too?
It's not necessarily AI. Maybe they've got AI now. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I haven't read, but Lemonade is pet insurance. Insurance
is
for
it?
pets. Yep.
Yeah, but it's just taken off too. Taken off.
Yeah.
Well, I see. Speaking of AI, there is a chart for a C3 AI, so we can chart that. Yeah, I have a chart ready right now.
Go right ahead.
So here's my C3 AI. I don't like this chart, even though it is like kind of breaking out. It has potential to go higher. I just think like there's other better plays out there. It's actually kind of at a resistance level too, and I never pulled a fib, so I'm gonna do that. Really curious to see which level it's at for C3 AI. Yeah, it is breaking above the 382. So there we go. If 382 in fact does want to flip everything from this resistance zone, there was really big resistance to a support again, then I think I can get on board with it. But right now, it's kind of at the angle. It could be a wick. It could come back down and close underneath levels by the end of the week. So I'm going to be watching that level, 30.71. If it does close the week above it and start to close more weekly candles above it, then yeah, I think it can build a base and actually go back higher and higher, and maybe even to the 43s. So it does have potential now that it doesn't look stuck anymore, because it's just been stuck for a long time. Basically throughout the whole year, it's just been stuck. So this is the opportunity now to get unstuck and flip thing from a resistance to a support. 30.71.
It's funny. I don't even know what C3 AI does. I just pulled up their financial thing. It says C3 AI engages in the provision of enterprise artificial intelligence software for digital transformation. It delivers the C3 AI suite for developing, deploying. Oh, so they're like a developer tool. They've got 891 employees, a market capitalization of $4 billion, and it was founded in 2009. CEO is Thomas Siebel. And here's what I've got for AI. You know, when it was launched in 2021, it like ran up to $183 and then careened down in early 20 well in 2022 going to 2023. You could get it for $10.16 briefly, and then it came up back up to almost this 236 at $51, and is now trying to build a base. It couldn't get to the 23.6% retracement from the all-time low back to the all-time high, but I think it's working on it. It looks like it's built a base. It hasn't gone any lower. This is like a higher high, higher low. I think once it crosses 23.6, it's going to run, not walk, to this 38.2% retracement at $76.53. Come back, it'll test this zone right here, the 23.6 again, which was resistance, flips it to support at 51, and then heads up to 117. I like this. I like this chart. It does have earnings coming up on December 9th. I think I'm going to buy some. Here's the whale buy-in. It's like 60% bankers and whales last week, or no, I'm sorry, this week. It's this week. Yeah, it's got like increased institutional buying this week. There it is, coming up. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've actually seen some kind of life into it. Like, just going back to my chart real quick, like I saw it before though, right? I saw this big candle before, this huge 37% candle going above that 382, but then it just drops back below. So that's why I want to see a close above and continuous weekly candles closing above it to go higher. So that would reverse the trend for me of just being stuck. And right now, just looking at this chart, it's just been range bound for like a year and a half,
Yeah.
or longer. So this is just something that has potential now. So I'm just going to watch that 3071 for weekly candle closes.
You know, the greedy degenerate gamblers like me, they can't help but look back on the past and say, well, it was worth a lot more before. Let's see what kind of, if this dead cat bounce grows some legs. Golden Parachute just wants us to know that she is a she. I'm sorry if I said he. I think Matt already knew that, and I said the wrong pronoun.
Well, I just got this chart request here. I don't know what to think of it.
I think I've got a TNXP chart. Oh, no, wait.
I don't even want to chart it. There's no point for me. Yeah, you can see it go. It's going up pre-market like quite a bit, but it doesn't change that it's a super bearish chart. So yeah, you take it away, Tracker, because I stay away.
No, I'm sorry. It was something completely different. It was not TNXP. It's something else. Like
Yeah, this is a penny stock. This is a gamble. If you want to gamble at this low, yeah, that's fine. But this gap up means nothing to me because it's super, super bearish. So I don't even need any indicators to know, unless I just invert it. And oh yeah, this is super bullish. Look at that. No, it's something I got to stay away.
Yeah, Matt's right. This thing is terrible. It's every time it's ever gone up a lot, it's just a blow off top so it can go lower again.
Yeah.
Run, do not walk, run far, far away from TNXP.
All right, and I see some requests here for some altcoins. So I'll see if I'll just pull those up real quick. Sologenic. Let me put on some indicators here. Yeah, Solo has potential. So it's big bullish engulfing candle up there, 192%, going towards the 200-week moving average. So it has potential here. And as long as this cloud holds as support in the future, this is a reversal of the bullish or the bearish trend. So now this is officially a breakout, and we can see that it's trying to even hold the conversion line on the baseline right there too. So if that continues to hold, then the next target is 49 cents. And I see right here, yeah, on Binance maybe. Yeah, this one also had a big candle, 194. Wow, same exact percentage. Pink candle, and let's do a quick fib for this one just to see if it has some room to run. And it's getting trapped by that 1.414. So this is another example of something that could break it, but maybe it's resistance. So 450, got to break above that to get more bullish. Otherwise, there's a potential to come back down to 258 to retest that. And last one for that is Algo. And I do actually have my own Algo chart right here. And Algo, yeah, it's getting more and more bullish. And going to zoom in here, and we can see it's actually trying to break above the cloud. So this is from a huge base down here, right? It was building a base for a while in this zone. Even came back down to like these levels too for in the past in July of 2023, but a huge breakout. And yeah, if it stays above the cloud now, they'll go much higher. So maybe the 27s, maybe even back to the 30s in the shorter time. But focus on for Algo, just trying to stay above the 22 cents. And if it does need to back test, stay above this angle here, which currently is around 20 cents. So just maintain a base for a breakout back test to build a base at a higher level to go higher. So with that said, next is you got that you're looking at.
I can do, sure. Someone asked for Vertiv Holdings, VRT. We talked about this one a couple days ago, I think.
Okay.
It looks like it's certainly gotten to my 76.4% fib extension. This might be a good place to take some profits, like take half off. This is my strategy usually. When something reaches my wave one target, and I've had a position since down here, I sell half and I let the other half ride. If I'm wrong, it just keeps going up. But if I'm right, I rebuy down here when the wave two holds up. So it got a little bit higher than my 142.28 target. If it does fall back down, I expect it to, well, look for it to hold maybe at the 50% level at the $114, but below 114, this $102.29 should absolutely hold. That's what I usually look for, the 382. So after 102.29, my next target above is 206.77, and feel free to take a screenshot of my entire chart here if you want, and that'll give you my price targets. Unless Vertiv goes up to 100%, 166, then I'll just move all of these up one fib level. Let's see. And then somebody was asking, APLD. Somebody wanted, I've got an APLD chart because this is also one of my user requests. It is also approaching my wave 3 sub 1 target. This is wave 3 sub 1. And so, yeah, look forward to, where is the rest of the can't, anyway, I'm missing my fibs here, but apparently I'm looking forward to pull back to about 656 and then go on higher to, what was 1724. Why is this all messed up? You know what? I think I must have just, that's what I did. I must have accidentally moved this.
Oh
No, it's still
no.
wrong. Anyway, I'm sorry about APLD, but I would trust these yellow numbers for now because obviously I thought well enough of them to put these in here. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, I'm looking forward to test back down to about 660-ish, 670, then up to 1724, down to 1313, and up to 28 for all of wave 5, and that does an ABC retrace down from there. So look for those. And if you want, if you're a subscriber to me, it's only $2 a month, and you get all my charts. I'll read you this APLD chart, and I'll be sure and update it in my spreadsheet. Or that has hyperlinks to all my charts in that one spreadsheet. Pretty cool.
Noise. All right. Next, USE, yeah.
Yeah, let me just do USE real quick. So it had an extended wider flat as well. It was going really well for my wave 3 target, but then fell short and then fell over. And what I did was I just went ahead and said, okay, well then I'm going to make this is still the wave start. And this was my wave 1, 2, and this was going to my 3. Now all of this is just wave 1, and this is all wave 2. And so we're heading higher. 440 next, back to 324, up to 629, back to $5, and then on up to $9.34. Yeah, all this did was it just moved my targets up higher. And I do have a warning here that's possible for it to test back to 193, but I don't think it's going to do it now after that move we had yesterday up.
Yeah, that's why I bought at 216 because I'm like, it's not guaranteed to go below 2, so yeah, I'm just going to start now.
I'm just delete that. So yeah, this is a great place to buy USE because I see it going all the way up to 9. Oh, here, let's just do a quick from where it is right now. If you bought it right now, I see a 293% upside from here.
Very
my USD.
All right, I see some requests up top for Riot and Lemonade and all that jazz. So I'll do a Riot chart real quick.
Okay.
For you guys, and here it is. So if I just take everything off, yes, it's in the cloud. Yes, it's above all the moving averages except for the 200 up here. But what I'm looking at for Riot is the symmetry of it all. Even the fibs, I'll take that off. And look at that. It's holding the blue level of my GAN, and it is even kind of gapping up a little bit this morning. Actually, they all are. And all that panic a couple days ago has soon vanished. And now I'm really focused on that level holding. 1225, look at that. Boom, boom, resistance, 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 resistance. Trying to be a support, breakout backtest, right? And that's what a lot of things were doing, like including the SPY, QQQM. They were doing a breakout backtest, and so were the miners. And that's what I mean. I think everything is really set to rally together now, especially tech, even NVIDIA. And so this has really good potential of holding that level, building a base. All the miners have that potential now that they all back tested their levels when everybody was panicking. Sure, they went a little bit deeper than expected, but that's okay because that's just more opportunities to get into launch mode. And this has a good chance now of flipping this arc eventually to a support and go much higher. So Riot does look fantastic. I've been buying since below $7 at my angle here, and people that have been following me know this. And this is why you buy panic, because you can enjoy the ride and you don't have to worry about what price does up here because you're already in the trade. And therefore, I think it can go much higher. But in the meantime, it might just be range bound for a little bit between the arc and the blue level. And once it breaks out, I think good things to come.
All right. Well, I've got a lemonade chart I can show.
All right. Lemonade.
So it's it's one of these things where the market got really excited about the whole idea of the stock. They ran the price up to 188.30 for the all-time high. And then, for whatever reason, they decided, well, it was IPO, right? So they got to test. They're kicking the tires. They're seeing how high they can run it, how low can they go, and they got it down to 1027, and it just like hung out and it built a nice base down here. And now they're finally ready to start testing resistances again. And basically, I pulled a retrace again from the all-time low to the all-time high. It's my target next is the 382 at the 78.27. First, it's going to have to get to the 23.6% though. And you can see there's a little tiny doodad of testing right there. So yeah, let's see. It'll be resistance at $52 for a while. That might give you a chance to catch your breath. Maybe it comes back a little bit. I kind of want to just buy this again now too. It's gonna. I had it down here, and then I thought, oh, it's getting too hot, and I sold off a bunch of it to buy more MicroStrategy or something. Anyway, 78.27. All these numbers basically. Just take your screenshot. 78.27 for the wave A, 52.28 retest wave B, and wave C takes it up to the 61.8% retrace back to the all-time high of $120.29. Somewhere along the way, it may morph into 5 impulsive waves up, but I always start by looking for this ABC first. And usually I know by the time, like if it fails to get to 23.6, but it doesn't, but it makes a higher low, then I'll do a 5-wave impulse. Or sometimes it goes to the next level, but doesn't come back down to the 236. And then I make anyway, just follow me. I'll follow Lemonade and let you know. Right now, I like it for $78 next. Which is from the last time I measured it, it was 123%. Now we're down to 91% upside from where it's at now. So my next target of $78.
Yeah, for me, Lemonade, it is approaching the 50% level on log scale right here. Not right there. I don't know why I have an arrow right there. Anyways, the
that was probably my target. That was probably my wave C target.
Okay, maybe that's why. But the 50%, yeah, 44. So it's approaching that. I think it'll get there. It did just break out above my orange level again, and the 45-degree angle. It just kept going, right? And it kept going, and I think 44 seems like a logical number. So just be prepared for some kind of maybe a pullback after that, because it's also kind of in confluence with the blue arc and that 50%. So yes, it shot up a lot. It can continue, but I think it might just run into a little bit of a retracement before it's trying to continue after it gets to around 44.
Hey Matt, did I am I thinking about last night, or did we talk about Nvidia today yet?
Yeah, I talked about it briefly when I was talking about
the indices.
The indices. I went over Nvidia with the with my 152 target that I think things can go higher. But yeah, Nvidia I think is fine, and I actually, if it did get into like the 130s, I might even buy more, because it does look ready to go break above to the 150s.
Yeah. Just remember, Nvidia has the earnings after hours today.
Yeah.
I got SMLR up on the screen, Similar Scientific.
All right, that'll be the last one then, because after that, I gotta go.
Okay. So here's the happy dinosaur. So from the beginning of time here, the all-time low was $1.12 to the all-time high of $153.21, and then back down to $19.12. And now it's trying to make its way off the bottom here. So just based on Fibonacci wave pinball, my Elliott wave pinball, it should go to 113.11 next. And it's at 46 now, 46.34, or at least that's where it closed yesterday. So yeah, I like it. Buy some and just give it some time. It may not reach it the first time, but it's gonna, it hit some resistance right here. This 23.6 fib at 55. The next resistance is going to be about 77 until it can get to the 618 at 113, and it could even go up to the 764. But I'm just looking back in the history, and right here, this was significant support resistance. So that's why I'm sticking with the 618 at 113.11 for the next target. And if you want, I'm generous. Go ahead and take your screenshot of SMLR there. That's my chart for it. That's the whole gambit. And we'll just, it gets adjusted if it does weird stuff, but by and large, that's what I expect it to do right there. And if you want access to all my charts, you know where to find me on X. Just subscribe to me. It's only $2. It's so cheap. And you get access to all my charts, everything besides just Tesla. And Matt, your final words?
My final words are, everything is amazing. Life is amazing. Crypto is amazing. Stocks are amazing. Everything is going to go up. Up. There's really nothing negative about markets right now. So this is bull mode, and lots of people are going to get left behind. So make some generational wealth and don't just trade in and out unless you're Tesla tracker.
Yep. Or A-Trades crypto.
Or A-Trade. Or blonde.
Hashtag you are not bullish enough. We're not bullish enough for 2025.
I think don't use the past to try to predict the future all the time, because yes, the past 4 years of everything was kind of, especially crypto, was terrible. But this is a new dawn, a new era, and just remember what happened last time Trump was in the office from 2016 to 2020 with crypto. There was a huge boom, and then after that, there was a huge crash for the past 4 years. So now Trump's back, and I think there could be a very good possibility for things to continue for the years to come. So I'm bullish.
Same here. Thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe the YouTube video for Matt. Thanks, Dan Corral, for the shout out. Like the video for these guys. Yeah, you all are so welcome. Thank you, Golden Parachute, for your participation this morning. And yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Tracker and Matt.